Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome to Student of Life podcast with your host, Akase Pepra. This podcast focuses on a journey for our life, along with a special focus on holistic wellness. And this episode today, I'm so excited because I have a very big smile face. I have a very special person with me today. First guest of 2024. Okay, first guest of 2024. And she's absolutely amazing. You've probably seen her on your TikTok somewhere.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. Or either on Instagram. I see her on Instagram too.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And she is an absolutely amazing person. Like, personally, if I was to introduce you, what I would say is she's a really, really a natural hair and also beauty advocator for Black women specifically.
Yeah.
When it comes to hairstyles for Black girls, I feel like you should give us all the rundown.
Period.
Because the headscarf stuff, I've learned some stuff from you.
It's not looking its best. Try it.
But welcome to Abibat. Is it Abibat or is it Abibat?
It's Habiba, but it's
Ah,
There's a T at the end. but
okay.
It's like a silent T.
Okay, so special welcome to our guest today of 2024. And this episode is going to be Abibat telling her story.
Oh.
I feel like, we see a lot of people on the internet, people doing amazing, she's doing absolutely amazing stuff. And sometimes we don't know people's story, we don't know where they started from. So maybe you just see their glory and you don't really know maybe like where they started from, what even inspired them to do what they're doing. And I want her to tell her story in different aspects when it comes to even social media, how that came about and everything. So she's gonna have all the flow to this to just like tell her story the way she feels comfortable too. So the first question I have for you today is I want you to tell us your background.
Okay, so hey everyone, I'm Abiba. I'm Nigerian, Yoruba.
Very proud one.
Very proud one. And just a Black girl living, Black girl enjoying.
Yes, Black girl magic.
basically
Definitely. There's a
who
lot of
I
Black girl magic going on today.
I create natural hair content, beauty, lifestyle. I speak my language
Yes.
online.
Yes.
I washed my hair online in the words of my mom. So yeah, so anything culture, hair, beauty, specifically like targeted towards Black women.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what my content is about, and anything to uplift Black women, because I feel like everyone says, Black girl joy, Black women should live authentically in their own way, but I don't always see it in action. And I kind of think like that's what my thingy, that's what my content is about.
Definitely it is.
Yeah.
And I think it allows us to like love ourselves in a different light as well.
Yeah, and I don't even think it needs to be something so different, because I always, not to make white women the comparison, but like I feel like they have so much freedom to just do what they get to live however they want to, and I want this freedom extended to Black girls as well. Like when I say freedom, I mean like I want to see all Black girls. I want to see a Black girl with short blonde bleached hair. I want to see a Black girl with
the ginger hair. I love the ginger on the Black girls.
And I want us to be able to exist in so much range that we don't think
it's weird or it's like so different.
Or you don't feel othered because you look or feel a type of way. So freedom is really like my tagline.
I love that.
Freedom for the girlies.
I love it. I love it. So you, like you say, you're Nigerian. Was you born in Nigeria?
Yeah, I was. I kind of jumped the gun, but I was born in Nigeria. I moved to England around 9, 10. So I'd say I was pretty grown like when I moved to England. So
because I was born in Ghana as well.
Yeah,
and I came when I was about 5, 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
You came a lot earlier.
a lot earlier.
I would say like I'd formed my consciousness when I moved from like Nigeria to England. So when you're like 10, 11, I feel like you notice things as well. So I can definitely say like the difference.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, literally. Literally. So like it was a nice background. I'm glad I came at the time I moved. I'm glad I didn't come whilst I was younger. I'm glad I came around that age range as well, because moving from Nigeria, like everyone's Black. The concept of even racial difference. I knew white people existed. It wasn't a thing to me. Like the only differentiator was probably like, I don't know, your tribe. Maybe that was the only thing. But like it was such a nice grounding for me, because I came with like my identity very set, because I knew who I was. So I think it was quite important for me to have that, background.
Yes, and I love that. I absolutely love that. So you came when you was like 11, 10, and then everything else here. Did you go back? Like, was you like back and forth?
No, me going back to Nigeria last year. Wow, last year.
Then you've been here for a long time.
I've been here for ages.
Yeah.
Me going back to Nigeria last year was my first time actually going back.
Oh.
Since I moved here, which is crazy. So that's been over 10 years.
Yes. Do you know what's funny as well? The first time I went back as well was when I was 16. So it's over 10 years as well.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Was it a shock?
It was, but I was just so happy.
I hear
it's like my spirit yawned for it. When I was like, I didn't want to come back.
Do you know what? I feel like when you're back in your land, your body recognizes it. Like, my skin cleared up. Like,
that happens to me as well.
I don't think I've ever gotten so much compliments in my life before. Like, everyone was like, oh, I just felt so good.
You feel like a queen, like walking down the street, I'm telling you.
And I feel like your body really recognizes that.
It does.
At home, so like everything just switches up.
It's like the sun just, I want to tell you, my skin and then even like my body care, like everything just felt like it was like vibrating.
It was,
and it was so beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I felt like last week.
I saw the comments, I was like, she's definitely. And I saw how, what's it called? You also try different hairstyles as well when you're down there.
Because why not? Like, if I had to try hairstyles, it has to be in Nigeria. Like, when I say this hairstylist can do hair, they can do hair hands down. Like, Bantu knots. I'm not even talking like, braids. Braids are cute. Like, because I feel like when everyone go back home, they get like the
braids and the cornrows.
The French cow braids. Whilst they're gorgeous, I think they're absolutely gorgeous. But I just feel like I wanted to try actual like traditional tribal hairstyles because I see like, I don't want to say we're drifting away from it, but I feel like the beauty in them is kind of slept on. Like, I want to see in Bantu knots because...
Even like cornrows, like you do that as well in your contents. You do cornrows, but like in different, very tribal, very cultural, different ways we can do it.
Literally.
A lot of people just think just to go all the way back, like,
And I'm just like, and there's so much history behind it. One of my unreleased video, which I think I'm posting it today actually.
No, we're gonna look for it.
It's about, the traditional cornrows in the language. It's called kolese, and that means it has no legs. And it sounds very silly, but that in itself defines the characteristics of like African hair shrinking back on itself. So whenever you get your hair braided downwards, it doesn't actually stay down. It shrinks back up. Hence, kolese, it has no legs.
That's so beautiful.
Like, there's so much history behind the names of our hairstyles. And I feel like I wanted to like reconnect with that. Yeah.
I love that. Do you know one thing I feel like in African culture, like our tradition and everything, there's so much deep meanings into things that we don't really realize. Even when we come to Ghana as well, we have so many different like adding crest symbols. We have so many different things. Like when you really like, this is deep, and they have such great stories behind it.
Exactly. Yeah. I think English, especially as a language, can be so reductive. Yes. When like describing things.
Oh my God. Even
I refuse to believe that our people didn't have a sense of self and a sense of connection and a sense of like rooting like before. I guess Western influence came in because we lived well. So
they definitely knew what they were doing. Sometimes, like in Ghana, right, a lot of the time they be like, our ancestors didn't really know much, or like maybe that time was like a time was like there wasn't no awareness. And then I look back and I watch things and I look at like some of the things that they did and like the way they thought their brains were, the things that they established. And I'm like, I think they were even more wiser than us.
Like, I think someone was like, when they make that joke, like, go back to your mud houses and stuff. And it's really ridiculous because mud houses, like, just speaking from, like, an environmental approach and just health approach, they actually keep you warmer.
Yes.
Instead of, like, making you overheat. Because a lot of our mindset would be, like, when we go back to Nigeria, for example, build, like, massive mansions.
Yeah.
Or, like, seeing... you live in mud houses as like an insult, but it's not, because in terms of like the conditions of where you're living, it makes sense to have mud huts because they cool you down in hot temperatures. Like even us eating with our hands, like
I love that.
Eating with your hands, sensorily.
I
don't know the word.
If something connects with from your hands to your mouth to your brain, like
even the science behind it is like your food tastes nicer.
It does.
You feel fuller as well. I think I read something along, and I'm just like, there's no way the ways of our people are backwards, because I simply can't believe that. Like, I'm not to say that we don't have ways that, that weren't, great. Like,
there's some things that
I would frown upon, but I think generally speaking, a lot of what our ways, I think they're like, they're very forward thinking.
Yeah, very.
Even now, like, everyone's talking about being environmental friendly and like putting things in, like we ate in like leaves because they decomposed back to nature and then they came back up.
There's so many. We can go into this so long.
We can go into this so long. I can chat for Nigeria, so.
Bruh, we can go so deep into it, but I just want people to understand, like, trust me, ancestors were not dumb and dumbs, okay?
Literally.
They really, not everything, it's good at some things we've evolved, but there's a lot of things that they really knew what they were doing. And if we could even go back to and pick some of them up and add it to our lifestyle right now, it would really help us. Like eating with the hands, any chance I get, I eat with my hands. If I'm at home, it's very rare that you will see me at home eating with a fork or a knife.
Yeah, if I don't have acrylics in, I absolutely...
I'm eating with my hands, any chance. It just, like you said, it makes everything full, it makes everything taste nicer. I love it even better. But thank you very much for telling us a bit of a background. As you can see, you're very passionate about it. And I love it. Because I'm like that too. I can chat for Ghana. Okay, so I want us to reflect like on your journey. So when it comes to, how did social media come in? When did that come in for you?
Oh, Okay. I feel like there's like 2 different, like, or even 3 different ways in. Gosh.
Okay.
But I'll start with the first one. Is just that, like, growing up, I just loved. I didn't have hair actually. So whilst I lived in Nigeria for the duration of like 10 years, my hair was shaved. Like, I just never.
Yeah, they do that in Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was just. I don't even think my sister grew her hair on and off, but like my mom was just like, I can't be asked.
Oh.
So she's like, she's just gonna cut it off, like, and I was like, fair enough, like, when you don't know any different.
Yeah,
like, I
you
just
just
didn't have hair, and that was just my story, and I felt like it was really great because I didn't attach my beauty to my hair to a very great extent. I think that's important as well because I feel like we. Understandably so, but we attach a lot of things to our hair, and I think my mom cutting my hair whilst I was very young was a great, like, I mean, people make fun of you, don't get me wrong, but it was a great personality kind of, like, builder because I just didn't care because I go to the barbers every 2 weeks, like, guys, and
you got to really fall in love with you, like, yourself, and not attached to your hair, which really tends to happen to a lot of women.
Shout out to the guys with the low cut because you guys are enjoying. When men, my younger brother, he's in and out of the shower in like, because you get to, do you know how you just have water on your scalp?
Now that I have locks here, I do that, and it's the most liberating thing ever. I literally just get into the shower like this, and I can walk out and just shake it off, and it's gone. So yeah, they really. When I had my hair like like free, like natural hair was like free. Yeah. I couldn't do that.
It gets a bit. It's
gonna be too much.
Yes. So I literally, when my younger brother, like, he's like, I need to wash. I said, girl, wash your hair. I do this once every 2 weeks, and you just get to like jump in and out. So I'm very envious of the men who have low cuts. But so I didn't have hair, and so my attachment wasn't be to it. So I had relaxed hair, like standard, like my mom didn't really know much about hair either, so I had relaxed hair. But I was so obsessed with hair because there's so much artistry in hair. Like, I was like, wow, I'm really, really obsessed. And I didn't know what my natural hair looked like because I was relaxed for so long. And just one day I just thought, oh, let's give it a try. Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah. And I started to grow out my natural hair. And even then, I think it was still a bit... not weird per se, because most people had relaxed hair then as well. But
a lot of us did. Through secondary school and everything, we all did.
And I decided to grow out my natural hair, and I didn't really do protective styles as such. I just wore it the way it was. Okay. So obviously, you get the comments when I get your hair done.
Yeah, or especially in secondary school as well.
My hair's done because it's how it grows out of my head.
Why is your hair never growing? The worst thing is the same length because of shrinkage.
Yeah. So I just like kind of grew my hair out. And like everyone, I think people were just, my aunts, they were just surprised to see like our hair could grow like that. And like even I was shocked because when you're going natural, you don't really know what your hair's going to look like until it grows outwards.
You're just having faith in it, that's it.
And I just fell in love with my curls. I was like, my hair looks so amazing. I was just so like in love because I can't believe I just didn't, for like 14, 15 years, I think I went natural like 16, 17 maybe. I just didn't know what my curls looked like, so I just fell in love with my hair. And like I also then start to see like a lot of my friends, my younger cousins now, they have natural hair and they're always like sending me videos and stuff. And like I would always style my hair, and like everyone's always asking questions, how do you do this, how do you do that? And I'm like, I think I'm just gonna document this like somewhere. Well, my first video, this is the second also, my first video was also I did A-level philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got an A-star. This is not to big myself up at all.
You're allowed to, girl.
So my philosophy teacher, I was the first, the new A-levels now. I was the first cohort to sit that like exam. And he was just like, there's this girl in my year, she got full marks and everything. He then gave them my email. And every single student, I kid you not, like they would email me like, can you tell us how you got an A-star? Can you tell us how you got an A-star? I was like, okay, yeah, right. Okay. I can't do this for every single person. So my first video was how I got an A-star in philosophy and everything. So that was on YouTube. So I didn't actually make Instagram or TikTok content. TikTok wasn't even around then.
No, it wasn't.
I just made YouTube videos. And then from then on, I then started I made YouTube my reference point for like people. How did
just go watch the video.
Yeah. How did you wash your hair? Go watch this because... I can't record it for everyone. No. So that was kind of how I started. And the third facet was in uni. I was actually quite lonely as well. And I think when you're lonely or, first year of uni, I didn't really know anyone there as well. So I just really like engrossed myself in creating content because it takes a lot of your time.
It really does.
You learn a new skill as well. It's a great way to get over heartbreak.
Yes, and you learn a lot by yourself and your strengths and your weaknesses as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, it looked a bit like amateur then, but I'm glad I started. I'm glad I stuck to my guns then.
Yeah. Now, I'm glad you did, because look where we are now.
Period.
Yeah.
I need to stop saying
The thing
period.
is, it was, yeah.
I need to expand my vocabulary beyond period. I promise you guys, I can read.
No, I think getting into STEM philosophy, like, yeah, you can definitely read.
Yeah, but
that's absolutely amazing. So right there, it shows you that, you know, there people go into social media and get into different things for different reasons.
Yeah.
And from philosophy, then it's like, oh, let me make a video and send it to everyone. Now we're here. So how's the journey been like for you, like from then to now, and getting into specifically hair?
I feel like for me, it was just my obsession with hair. Like, people are so shocked today. Like, I can't do my own hair.
What do you mean you can't do your own hair?
Like, I can't cornrow my own
Nah,
hair.
stop lying.
No, I can't cornrow. This is where my
you shouldn't be saying that.
I know how to cornrow, but I feel like because my hair is quite dense.
So you can't do it on yourself.
On my own self.
Okay,
like,
that makes more sense.
I can twist my hair and I can do certain things.
Yeah.
That's why I say hair care, not hair styling.
Okay.
Because I feel like they're two different things.
Makes sense.
Even though no one likes to make, because not all hairdressers can care for your hair.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So I would say I'm under hair care and beauty, but I'm definitely getting into my hairstyling bag because that's what I'm really exploring.
Yeah, because I think you should definitely get into it. Yeah, definitely.
I can't believe you can't do hair.
Yeah, because I'm like, no. You look at someone who should be able to do hair. But yeah, I get it. A lot of people can like, for me, I can do my own hair.
Yeah.
When it comes to doing other people's, I can also do it, but I just don't care to.
I'd rather do other people's hair.
Yeah, but on my own hair, I did my locks. I maintain it myself. If I want to put braids on it, I'll do it myself. Even before I had locks and everything, I was doing my own hair.
I'd rather mop the ocean than sit down there and begin
No, but your hair is a lot, so I can understand. It probably take you 3 days to even get a whole braids in.
The thing is, my strands are really thin, but my hair it's just a lot of thin strands.
Yeah. Because it's very thick volume. I can understand that.
What was I saying?
We're getting into the journey, how you got supposed to be into hair,
Yeah, I was just obsessed with hair. My hair was out all the time. I was always doing something. I was when you go to salon, someone just has something different to their It was just me.
Yeah.
And I was just obsessed with just how my hair was turning out, how it was growing. And just seeing a lot of my younger cousins. I always reference them a lot, but I feel like you don't realize how much young girls emulate you.
It's true.
Especially when they're around you as well.
True.
I realized I would do tiny things and I'll see one of them kind of doing. I'm like, you're kind of copying me. But it was also seeing them do things like that. Even my mom went natural as well, and my mom had never been natural. She had relaxed hair for over 40 years. So
you influenced the whole family before you even came on social media.
My sister went natural as well, so it was so lovely seeing the nice transition.
Yeah,
and I was just obsessed with hair, and I just just carried on doing it, and that was literally it. And I was like, even if I don't record this, I'm gonna do it anyway, so I might as well record it.
Exactly. So might as well just document the journey.
Exactly. I have to
never
wash
know what's
my
gonna
hair
take
anyway.
you. Yeah. So might as well just make it to content, make it more fun for myself.
Exactly. And because I had
more
that
meaningful.
passion for editing and things like that.
Yeah.
And I was recording the content and I just started putting it out.
Okay.
And
that's amazing. It's so funny because as you were talking, I'm like, we have a lot in common.
Really?
Yeah, we really do. Because for me, I had the same. My mom permed my hair all the way through, and then when I got to about 15, 16, before I left secondary school, I was like, I don't want to ever perm my hair again. I feel like it just was doing more damage than good to my hair, even though my mom would say otherwise.
The ends are so...
Yeah, and I could never see the glory of my hair. It would just felt like it was just dull, just the same thing. It wasn't growing, it wasn't doing it, it was just there.
Imagine.
And then when I got to just before I left secondary school, I told her I want to cut it. She was very she's like, I'm not doing your hair if I'm not doing natural hair. She was too much for her.
And I think it's a lot of the older women, older aunties, moms, and I think it's the sentiment around natural hair. There were even the language used to describe the hair. It's so hard.
Yes.
It's tough.
It's not nice. It's not nice.
And I just feel do you know what? I'm not even gonna fight them over the language they use because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And you can only meet people as much as they've met themselves through something else. So my mom using those languages and stuff I don't fault her for it. I'm just she just didn't know. That's just what they grew up getting used to. Yeah. So whilst I hear it, I don't think I'm here for it. So
yeah. Yeah, I got I cut, basically I let it grow out first. I told mom, you're not touching my hair again. We're not doing perms. I let it grow out until you have the little strands that's falling off.
Oh yeah.
And I cut it, transition out, and I cut it. Then I just started, going online, watching YouTube videos.
Yeah,
what best is that's when I got into coconut oil, and I was like, and I found coconut oil was my holy grain. It really worked for me. And then after I found castor oil as well. It's really good as well. Really? And then okay, cool. And then I influenced my sister. So she got to a point and she was like, she saw the growth and she saw like how like the curls and like you really see your curl pattern, you really see the like your hair properly, how it really is. She was like, it looks so beautiful, like it looks the curls. And then and
it really suits you. And I feel like this is one thing that, because I believe in God, and I always say like, if you really believe in a perfect creator, then surely everything of his creation is perfect. Because when girls are like, my natural hair doesn't suit me, and I'm like, that's quite brazy, because
you just haven't learned to love it as properly.
I'm even from that like very baseline kind of like point, like this is actually like your whole genetic coding was made for you to grow like this. So like there's no way it can't suit you. Or it makes me look younger. Maybe you were born to look younger.
Look younger. Like you're trying to change it. You need to find a way, just sit in it.
But of course, like here for exploration. Put your wigs on when you need to. I be wearing. In fact, I wear natural hair wigs. People, I'm like,
you go to Marika hair.
I wear natural hair wigs. I explore as well. I think color is what I need to get into. But I feel like explore, but also like that, having that grounding that your hair is beautiful just in the way it is.
From natural, I had natural hair from like 16 all the way through for like years. And then just like last year when I went to Ghana, I knew that I wanted to lock my hair because I've gone through the stage of like natural and everything. I just wanted to see my hair in a different glory. I wanted to see what else can you do. And I was like, and I always wanted to do locks, but I was like stalling it for like a year. And then I started to do more research into actually like locking your hair. And I was like, oh, I like this. I can really do this. The maintenance, it's something you can actually do. You're just seeing it. And I was like, no, this is really good. I want to do this. So when I went to Ghana, and I was like, before I leave Ghana, I want a Ghanaian to do this for me. So when I went to Ghana, I got them to do the little twist. I wanted to see how my hair formed. I didn't want to do it instant.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I want to see like what can my hair do on its own without me doing anything. So I did the little twist, and then like within 3 months, I saw like the way your hair changes.
It matures over time.
Yes, and I was like, do I fall in love with my hair all over again? It was beautiful.
See, with me, with beautiful. The fact that I do too much to.
Oh yeah. You do. No, you can't do that. You will not be able to do it. You call me out in a week.
I do too much to commit to locks. So like, I love locks. Yeah. You know, I'll get the faux locks done, but I simply cannot commit.
People like you call me out in 2 weeks.
No, I'll just literally comb it out. I'll shave my head because who said like I see videos on TikTok. It took me 5 days.
Yeah. When people try to comb their hair, I'm like, why didn't you just like let it? Because you know, usually like you do like right now, I've done like a retwist. Usually when you do it, it grows your hair grows. So within like 3 months, it would have grown, kind of like a transition. Let it grow out into like a little mini afro at the bottom without retwisting, and then just cut off.
You have to now go out with that like
exactly
in between.
Exactly.
Like, you know, even if you have
and you still don't, if people still don't want that.
I didn't even do transition. I just cut because I can't do anything with 2 textures. It's one or the other.
No, it's hard. I remember when I went through mine. My mom was always looking at me like, "What have you done to yourself?" It was really, really hard. But I love the story. I love the journey. And I think a lot of people can also like, especially now where we are now, where a lot of people, you know, are into like self-love, self-care and everything. You're really seeing, I see a lot more black people and a lot of black girls kind of like just wearing their natural hair more. Yeah, like trying to have more, experimenting with it a bit more. Like, even with me, like with this, it's like more of like an experiment. It's like seeing what else my hair can do. I never thought in a million I'd ever have locks, but now I'm here.
And if your mind changes, you cut it off.
Exactly.
Like it's...
I think a lot of us, growing up, we've been attached to this one form of what our hair can be.
Like, it's just hair, but I also understand that it's more than hair
exactly.
as well. But,
and you can cut it off, you can shave it, you can do it. A lot of people was like, so what if you don't want to have it anymore? And I'm like, I'll just cut it off and start again. My hair will always grow. You don't have to be so attached to like one form of your hair. Let it be. And I'm telling you, when you let your hair be, it really will surprise you.
And like when you're not so focused on it. Yes. The moment I realized I saw the most growth was when my hair was just...
letting it be.
When I just wasn't so fixated on it.
Exactly. That is amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that. Now, I want us to get into how's the journey been with social media? Like, starting off, did you have any high expectation? Like, where would this go? Like, where did you have like, okay, I want this to go here, I want to do this, or...
I feel like I would always, not I fell into social media, but I would say I fell into it. Like, I didn't, my aim wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go into this and go so viral. But like my friends would kind of like encourage me of the potential behind it. And I was just like, I'm just going to keep creating. Like there wasn't like a template or a strategy to begin with. But obviously as time goes on and you kind of see what you can do with it, I would say like, I want to grow as big as I can get.
Exactly, as big as God will take you.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly, yeah.
And, you know, empower as much women as I can. And it's it's really cute. Like, even girls like, oh my gosh, I did the shuku.
Yeah.
And like, girls actually tagging me. You know, when you see one, you're like, oh my gosh, this is cute.
When you see like 5, 6, 7,
like,
8, 10,
you
you're like, oh, it's a movement now.
really tried out this hairstyle.
Yeah.
And I feel like because it's hair and it's beauty, it's something that's it's like cyclic. Like it's always gonna come back
exactly.
and go. So it's kind of like I'm even exploring myself. And I'm testing it so you can know what it's gonna look like when you know it's your turn to kind of like see what it looks like. But yeah, I'm just looking to grow as much as possible.
That's amazing.
With social media as well, I know like metrics matter to a degree, but again, I try not to stay fixated on it.
Or you will drive you crazy if you do.
Girl.
And we'll never allow you to see your growth properly if you do. Yeah.
I always say like if you create content, go watch your first ever video that you put so much energy into. You're always gonna think your first work is shy anyway.
Yes.
Am I allowed to curse?
Yes, you're allowed to curse.
I said shy. Sorry, yeah, I'm trying to like swear less. But you're gonna always think your first work is rubbish anyway. So you need to start where you are, like start how you are and like just get on with it really. And I think social media for me has been one of the biggest like form of discipline, I would say. Because like having a commitment to something. Because one thing about me, I don't want to say I love a challenge, but I love a challenge. Because this is even a bit TMI. So I was I think around like first year of uni. I just started posting my hair videos on like Instagram also, and this guy I broke up with him like and he was just like, oh, I don't really like you know, that was just like an offshoot. But one thing about me, oh Lord, if you tell me you don't like something, you're building, like I will come with so much passion and energy to really, really make sure you hate it. What do you mean?
Yeah, no. You're gonna eat your words one day.
Someone says something that's so like like I understand I guess maybe he hadn't seen me be, because there's a level of confidence that comes from like doing social media and it's seeing someone that you don't know essentially because I am growing and maybe he didn't feel aligned to my, which is fine, you can grow separately. But like I was like, oh my God, like you really feel that threatened? This is big for me.
Drop you like it's hot.
It's like adding sauce into the like I was passionate about it. But for me to be passionate about something and you're then telling me that like it's not great. I said, yeah, you're crazy.
If you're not gonna support the journey, you can get off the bus right here.
It wasn't even a journey. Since I had like 250 followers. Please.
And you're even trying to kill the dream before it even starts.
I said, if my auntie's saying, Abibat, this is lovely. Do another one.
Yeah, trying to crash the car before you even goes. No.
Like a babe that's in the public. Please, what? No. There was no public. It was family. It was anyway, child.
No. You probably saw the potential and said, I want to crush it. And God said, no.
I'm so glad.
You're not doing that. No. Glad he was not meant for the journey.
Period.
Yeah, it was not meant for the journey.
Same period, but period.
Let's take this place as you are allowed to say as much period as you need. What would you say is like one key element like within the journey, right, that has shaped you into like who you are today?
Ooh. Girl, that's deep. Okay, one key element.
Questions.
I might probably have elements, but I'll quickly think of one. I would say it's probably the people, like the people that you meet along the journey and not realizing that, you know, everyone has this mentality that, people are out to get me sometimes or people don't want to see you do well. But for me, like you get people like that, but also you also get people that are really, really there to support you. Like I can't like just shout how much like people are out there to support you. Like I would give an example of like in second and third year I lived with one of my, like a flatmate, like essentially I think I didn't find accommodation. I found it quite late, and it so happens that I think his parent got him like a flat or whatever, and it was just like, oh, this would be great for you to record your videos. Like he gave me like a subsidized rent to live with him in uni. Like I had my own ensuite, he had his own ensuite. It was a lovely flat, but just having the natural like streaming in like
content,
and every time I was just doing my stuff, he would just be like, oh wow, like it looks so good, like, but being the first to like comment on stuff, like just meeting him, like just genuine, like just a genuine friend, and meeting him and him giving me that like space. I'm like, I mean, imagine having a studio space, but it was given to you by your friend.
Yes, to literally just let your creativity flow.
Literally, sometimes it'd be away for like months.
That's a friendship love language.
Literally, like it'd be away from, and I'm like, oh, I kind of love this. Like, thank you. And just the people. Yeah, even when I started recording on an iPhone 4, I think. I still record on an iPhone.
Oh yeah, a lot of us still do.
People are like, you don't even need a camera. I don't think you need anything like fancy. I still have I have panel lights now. Those are like the biggest investment I made, but I think one of my friends, he had like an iPhone 8 then. I think that was like the big buzz then. And like he let me borrow his phone. Every time I needed to record, he would let me record on his phone.
Okay.
And edit. And like, because he had exams to be fair, so he didn't want to be on his phone. And times are a bit different then as well. Like people weren't like chronically online. Yeah. Like he just let me edit, record my videos and like send it to myself and like just give me his phone to like go off of it.
See, I always tell people that, trust me, when you embark on a path that God has for you, he will always bring people your way to make sure that you reach where you're supposed to go.
Amen.
That's exactly what it was happening.
Yeah, and like just meeting people along the way, like meeting people, like people even resharing your stuff, especially when you're small. I think the journey from 1 to 100 is probably harder than the journey from 100 to 1,000.
Yeah.
Not even in terms of followers, just metrics for guidance. Like, and I think there's like moments are very like they were very foundational for me and growing then. I just met different people who just like offer different things. Like my friends buying me like
that's a blessing.
A phone stand, like
that's a blessing.
Just small stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Just to support you, like especially and the thing is, you never thought that could happen, and when it happens, you're like, damn.
Literally. Yeah. Even the same said friend who let me borrow his phone. Like my duration in Nigeria, like I literally just stayed with him and like it was just cool.
That's lovely.
Literally.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'm glad for the community of like support that I have when it comes to like content creation. Whenever I'm like, is this a bit cringe? You're like, shut up, post it.
You need people like that around you. Literally. If you don't, you're always going to be in your head. And with, content creating, you're going to be in your head regardless. So you need those people who's going to grab your phone and just post it for you or be like, just click it. Or, just like give you a little bit of encouragement to give that boost. And just, there's times when I post stuff and I throw my phone across the floor and everybody laughing at me.
And even my friend Olive, shout out to her, because after I've edited everything, I have to like, there's just that one person. Yeah, that has to just give you that final opinion. Yes. Like, sometimes it's her, so like I just really love that.
Yeah, you have somebody there.
2 a.m. I'm just like saying, what do you think about this? And I'm like, she's probably rolling her eyes like, oh, another one.
Yeah,
she just watches and she does her honest feedback. So,
you need that. You need a team, and also team does not mean like having people under you paying like to be in a team, but just having friends or families or people that just in the corner, they're really rooting for you. You need that. You can't go far alone. You need people there to be with you.
It quite literally takes a village.
It does. Yeah. You've that little advice there, little thing here. Oh, I can put that through for you. Or come down, know someone who can do this for you. All those little things.
Who knows? Even going to events. I think I had my second talk of the year. It was at the Beauty Bee event. Oh, if you're a black girl, you can get to that event. Get yourself there this year.
Ooh, I'm gonna go.
It's so good. I actually spoke on a panel there, and it was really, really lovely. But even me encountering like Abibat, which is like one of my favorite brands. I bumped into a girl at like an event and we just started speaking. She's like, oh my gosh, you love this product. I tried it and I loved it. And I'm like, oh, I want more of this. And like, just from there, like just someone having me in mind when campaigns came up. And like, it's just a small interaction. Like people that can speak of you when you're not there. I think that's so important.
It's really important.
Like a community.
Especially in this like realm of work, you need that. Yeah. You definitely need that.
Oh, you already know.
Definitely. I'm telling you, I couldn't have gotten this far without people. It's not. You can't do these things alone. Even if you try, trust me, you're gonna flop. You need them. But thank you. That's. I completely agree with you. Community is really, really important. So I want us to get into when it comes to navigating being a black woman, right, on social media and everything. How has that been for you? Like, you promote self-love, you promote self-care within like focusing specifically on hair and like beauty and stuff. How has that been for you?
It's been lovely. Me, I believe in echo chambers, especially black women. I know people like expose yourself to everything. I don't expose myself to everything. If you go on my my For You page right now or my, is it Insta feed?
Is it? Are you talking about TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah, it's Insta feed. Yeah, the reels and stuff.
It's black people. It's black women. Because I think when it comes to like your beauty, you have to be very radical about it. Because I'm so sorry, like, I know people are always like, black love, black joy. People say it, but I don't always see in action. My echo chamber is black beauty. I interact with black women. I interact with
everything. Our people
that look like me. There's no way I'm gonna feel inferior. Like I've had, I feel like every like young black boy and girl, they always have that like storyline. Like, oh, I didn't used to like my hair or my skin tone, and I was like in year 7, year 8, and now I don't want that narrative for my children. Like, I want you to love yourself so much. Like, people are gonna be like, are you right? Like, and I feel like I just curate my my life, my feed to match how I feel. And if you don't align with it, I'll actually block you because it sounds ridiculous.
I'm the queen of blocking over here.
When I make a video like a POV black girl and someone's like, oh, but this could just be all women.
Exactly.
I'm just going to block you because you missed the point. Yes. I'm not going to fight you. Like, I'm sure there's someone that can educate you out there, but it's not me.
Yeah.
So shout out
there's
to
a million influencers that can do that. Let me be where I'm at and do what I need to do for the people that I want to do for.
It's not me. Yeah. But I think that's kind of how I navigate social media. I go there to have fun. Like, people say social is work. I don't see social media. When people are, how did you, maybe because I don't do it full time yet. Maybe that's why. But I'm just here to have fun. Like,
yes, I totally agree with that. You have to filter. I always tell people, a lot of people want to be like, oh, I don't like social media. I don't like when I tell you, if anybody who knew me from secondary school, college, and uni, even tell them that I'm doing what I'm doing now, they will tell you, oh, that's not her. You're lying. Somebody else that looks like her. Because even me, I never really cared for social media. It was never a thing for me. That was never in my brain. Because I always looked at it like, I don't want to be on that. I don't want to, expose myself and everyone just knows you. Everyone just knows your face. I just want to be incognito. But the mysterious babe thing.
What?
Yes.
And that whoever loves that, that's okay.
Yeah, and literally it was when I realized, like, you have a calling, you have this is what you need to do, Then I came on social media and I started to realize, like, that it's really what you make it out to be.
Exactly. And
so,
really curate.
Exactly.
Curate
and you
what
really
you want it to look like.
I always tell people, like, if you go on Instagram, there's a not interested button. If you go on TikTok, there's the not interested button. If you see something that you doesn't align with you or you don't like or keeps coming up, you can literally tell Instagram they don't like it and they will filter it.
It's your phone.
Exactly. So I'll tell people, like, whatever, like, you allow yourself to consume is what you're going to get. Exactly. So me, like you're saying, if you go on my TikTok, if you go on there's even some accounts that I've blocked. It's not because I don't like it, I don't like the content they create. And it still keeps coming up even when I tell TikTok that I don't want it. So I just block that account. Not because I hate them, it's for my own protection of myself, peace of mind. And you need to be able to take that accountability into yourself, like, I want to see this, I don't want to see this. Exactly. And until you're able to do that, you always look at social media like as a negative thing or like something like that you can't navigate.
Yeah.
And everything you said right there is spot on.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Curate. And people always make social media out to be so bad. Like, I think, not even bad to a degree, but like it's all fake on there. Social media is an extension of reality.
Exactly.
Of our reality right now. And I mean, we go on there for hair tips, how to style your hair. It's hairstyles you're gonna wear in your real life, so it's an extension of. So make sure you're curating it to live how you want to.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, it's yours, it's your phone. You bought that phone. Make sure, like, whatever you want is how it is. Don't just be consuming things because it's on there. You can filter it, man. Filter your way through it. And again, if your filter doesn't filter, block that account. That's what I do. That's nothing to do with the person. It's just sometimes Instagram, you keep clicking that you're not interested in that kind of, they'll still be bringing it to you.
Really?
I've had that. And I just go and just block that account.
Fair enough.
It's simple. You can do that. Some people feel bad for doing stuff like that. No, your peace of mind over everything.
Amen.
Here. Yes. So we're going to be coming towards the end, right?
Yeah.
And I want us to get into the mental health and emotional health sector of being an influencer. And being in there, because mental and emotional health is really important to me. Like, this podcast is like the extension of the podcast is all about mental and emotional health, and I really focus on it when it comes to Africa, when it comes to Ghana, and promoting within Africa. Because in Africa, these things are not very. It's not the knowledge and the wisdom for it's not there yet. They're still trying to. They usually be like, anybody who has any bit of like anxiety or anything, they just something that is the devil's. Not all the time it's like that. Yeah. So I really put a lot of work into that side as well. So I always ask everybody, like, whatever industry you're in, like, how is that for you?
I would say it can be challenging because even I'm like, social media is fun. I go there for fun, but like if you have like a campaign coming up, because everyone actually assumes I make content full time, but I actually don't. So I work full time as a consultant. So I work at one of this consulting firm, like a tech consulting firm, and it's quite like a mentally like rigorous job.
Yeah.
And I also have content as well, which I'm like juggling, which is my passion.
Yeah.
Obviously. And I enjoy my job. Like, if they kick me out tomorrow, I'll be indifferent. But I enjoy it. But with that being said, like, it can get a bit hard because if I'm working on a client and I actually have like an external client through content and meeting those deadlines, it can be like conflicting.
Okay.
And like, I finish work on a Friday, Saturday, I'm editing, because you don't editing. It might seem like something small, but you're there an hour, 2 hours, and you don't realize how much time has actually gone into it.
People don't know.
So, like, even that, like having like staring at your screen all the time and having, I think sometimes I can have my down days, but it's really important to just be like segment it. Like that's one of my biggest goals for like 2024. Like really planning out your day, how your week is gonna look like. Even I mean, you can't plan every single thing, but make sure you have like a great outlook of like what you want your week to look like. And also, I'd say, if you're a creator, I don't even say I'm an influencer. I don't know, that word has been demonized.
It's true, it has.
I would say I'm a content creator. And I think working with brands, at the end of the day, you're working with people that want to market their stuff to other people. One thing about me, I don't work with every single brand. Brands might reach out to me, but I don't always say yes, because if it doesn't align with me, I would never do that. Like, you're selling gummies to grow hair. I'll never say yes to that.
No.
It doesn't matter how much money you give to me. Like,
that integrity as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't. And I feel like it's so important, because you're sharing stuff with someone, and also from their end, because you're kind of like negotiating your worth in terms of like how much you charge for certain things and things like that. So often because when someone offers you something, sometimes I'm like, did you really think the level of work and effort, this is what you could, like, I know you're trying to save money, but like, wow, like BFFR, like
no.
And even negotiating like pricing and stuff like that, it's almost kind of like negotiating, this is the work that I have and this is the value, because I hate to say it, but someone giving you money associated with something can kind of like place a value onto what you're giving outwards. And I think that for me, was hard initially. Like, I used to like just say yes to whatever, and my friends are like, no, actually, like, even hearing what other creators are like charging and things like that, I have to be like, no, you're taking a mic. Yeah, this is nice.
And these brands will take a mic if you allow them to, because they'll play on your ignorance. But as long as they want to,
they will play on your ignorance. I feel like for me, in terms of like, it might not be directly linked to mental health, but it's thinking about like the value that external people might place onto you, and also like fighting back as well. Like, it's literally via email.
It can be emotionally draining as well.
Exactly. Like, they can't beat you, so you negotiate your
and you say, can't do it, you drop it right there. So then we'll come back, they'll go and think about it and be like, she is worth it. We'll just give it back.
I think they don't watch your stuff, but I promise you, knowing people that work in the back end, they absolutely research you, they watch your stuff, they know your stuff, because no one's coming to you blindly to offer you money. So if something doesn't align with the value you've placed on it, like, say no. Yeah, it's okay definitely to say no. Especially if you're freelancing, it can be hard, because you're working. I guess it's kind of like freelancing is kind of paycheck to paycheck, because you don't know when the next where the next money might be coming from. Exactly. But it's also okay to say no. Like, don't compromise your integrity for short-term money, even though it's hard, because everything is monetary nowadays. Like, bills are rising,
everything is metrics. Oh boy, economy is economy.
Exactly. So in terms of like my mental health, I think it's that, like, don't let external placed value affect how you see yourself. Like, you have a higher locus of control. You can control what very true, what you want. You are the director of your life. You're the director of what you want to negotiate.
Exactly. Essentially, like, take that control. You have the power. Exactly. Don't give it out to people so easily, because they will take it. They will take if you give it to them.
And then that sets the standard. Sometimes when, like, a brand I really loved, and I'm like, I really, really love you. I even use it without you paying me, but you're offering me, like, I'm going back, I'm really fighting you or something, and I see somebody else take it at that very low bold. I'm just like, wow, like, I literally wish you know how much more.
Exactly. And the thing is, when one person takes it, it sets that standard. And then when you try to be the one, saying, no, I deserve more, they'll be looking at you like, well, if you're not going to take it, he would do it. And it's like, my people, no, man, we have to all be in this together. If we all say, no, we're not taking this, trust me, they are not going to keep giving us the lowest ball.
Yeah, and I think that's I feel like, in terms of mental and the day-to-day of it, it's the admin of like creating the back end of it. Like,
the parts people don't see.
Literally, I think even last year I had to rescind like a contract with a brand, because I'm just like, we don't align anymore, because what you want of me and from me, because when you send content on, for example, they can get back to you and be like, oh, at the mark 2 minutes 5 seconds, can you cut this out? No, that's how they. That's how they give you like edits and stuff like that. So whenever that's the round of feedback. So I don't mind that, of course. Like, I'm here to do the job. Like, it's okay, I can do the work. Yeah. But it's also kind of like, when there's certain things that I'm seeing that you want out or you don't, your cut
that aligns with me and stuff,
then I'm sorry, we're gonna have to cut an end to it. Like I'm literally, even though it might seem, the metrics might seem like I'm just a big content creator online, like I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just a girl trying to make it and trying to live within my passion and hopefully turn it into a full-time thing and live in the gift that God has given me.
Exactly. So I feel like with that in mind, like just in terms of like your mentors, like it's okay to rot. Like I think when I say rot, you know, when you have those days, you're just in bed and like you don't, especially in England, it's hard because your serotonin levels are low. There is no sun.
Exactly.
There is no sun.
The energy that you get when you're in the sun, right?
It's so different.
It really lets you know that now you're really like in the wrong place.
Exactly. So like get your serotonin levels up, like schedule your days, like anything you can control, you know, make sure it's, and if it's beyond your control, it was never that serious.
Yes.
I literally have to say that to myself sometimes. Like when I was running late and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so late. Should I get an Uber?
It's like
I rang you and I said, it was never that
serious.
I'm running late, girl.
It's like, I can do what I can do and that is it. And you have to have that mindset. And it'll give you much more of a peace of mind. Instead of trying to crack your brains and do everything and trying to, you know, do things that you can't do, which will literally just go against you in the long run. Just do what you can do with what you have.
That in itself is self-care. Like that is
exactly.
Self-care goes beyond lighting candles.
Yes. Oh God, I say that all the time on this thing. It goes beyond the things you see on social media. People
lighting candles, like hold yourself accountable. Like if you have stuff to do, and like the worst thing you can do is not keep promises that you make to yourself. It's so important to keep promises you make to yourself. Like if you say I'm gonna do this within an hour, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up if you don't make it. But when you say something that you want to do, like do it within. And I think that's one of my biggest form of like self, because I know a lot of people are like, you know, don't beat yourself up and next time, but
it's like being loyal to yourself and to your goals, you know,
loyal to your goals. Like when you set ways of working for yourself, like don't break it, like for anybody essentially. Like, and I know it might seem hard and I'm learning it as well. I think that's one of my biggest like goal for 2024 is like promises I make to myself. I really really want to keep them it. Because I deserve, like, I'm like, if you want to clean your room, you're deserving of a clean space. Exactly. Literally, you're deserving of a warm bed. You're deserving of a warm meal. Yes. So, like, stop.
Yes. And when you do those things right, trust me, it gives you this different. It's like an energy that you give to yourself, and then eventually, because you're doing it eternally for yourself, it will come out into the external. And then even when people come with things that, you know, it doesn't align with you, or things that, you know, you're like, that goes against what I said to myself the other day. Or, you know, like you're saying, like, you know, if anything is going to break my loyalty to myself, you're like, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I hope, you know, you find somebody else to do it. Or, you know, another time, maybe you just learn to put you first. And a lot of people feel like being selfish sometimes is wrong. Yeah, there's a negative part of selfishness where, you know, you're just stepping on people's toes and stuff. We're not talking about that one. But there's a selfishness where it's like, you know, you just love yourself a bit more. And it's okay sometimes to do that. You don't have to beat yourself up about it. And I think definitely for the girlies, if you're not like that, 2024, let's all get into that space. Yeah, literally. It's part of self-love.
Loyal to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this has been so cute.
Oh, I know, right? It's been so wholesome. I told you it's gonna be a conversation.
Period, perfect.
And you told your story, spoke your mind, been yourself, and just like be freed yourself through it. And someone's gonna watch it and be like, oh my God, so that's how she really is. Okay. Oh my gosh, she's so passionate. You know, I feel like
does that not come across through the screen? Do you know what? I feel like the girlies just think sometimes I just come here to show a cute face.
Yeah, and a lot of times when like you haven't really spoken like how we're doing now, a lot of people do feel like you're just a serious being. You're just like you're serious, or either you're
I always get a mix of both. Like it's either like I don't want to. Are we still recording? Sorry.
Oh yeah, we're still recording.
Oh okay. Because I'm like, it's either like no, I don't want to say like you get some people are like you're quite serious or like ahead.
It's like no.
I can read a book.
It's like I can be a lot of different things. It's just when I want to, and like the space whatever space I'm in, whatever it cries of me that time. Yeah. If I'm doing like a content that cries me from serious, I'm not gonna just be there not being unserious. You know? Yeah. So people just need to. But then that's the thing. When you do these kind of things, it allows people to see you in different ways. Even podcasting, right? A lot of people think my podcast is like I talk about a lot of different things. It's sometimes can be a bit serious, and I talk a lot about godly content as well. That's why I produce. And a lot of people feel like she's so serious. She gives like really good advice and really like, you know, lets people see things from a different perspective. But it's like, how is she like just like on a regular day? Then when like people that have gone close to me and they really see how I'm like, or I'm something, I streak them something, right? They're like, I wish people could see this side of me. And I'm like, sometimes everybody doesn't have to see that side of you. Those that get to see is great. And if they do get to see at some point, they do.
It's only podcasts, videos. It's like
There's so much I can show.
Like 30 seconds long.
Exactly.
That's BFFR. If you read if you see something about, if someone tells you something about me and it's not great, you have to believe them.
Exactly.
If you don't know me, then
I can't come on the internet and be telling everyone how I really am. And nah, man, I show you what I show you, and that's it, man. That's all. But it's been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, let's have a
Yes. Before we go, I want you to like just look into the camera. Right, that one is yours.
Right there. Okay.
And I want you to like anything that's in your heart you want to tell the girlies for 2024. Anything that you're like, oh, I really want people to know this. You know, something you've learned, or just like a piece of advice. The floor is yours.
I would just say, in terms of like self-love, self-expression, I think you should really like express yourself in your purest, most authentic form. Not just in 2024, all year round. And I think self-love is the most radical thing that you can do. So I'd say like just put yourself first and really center yourself. Like, you are the most beautiful woman in your own world. You are the most gorgeous person in your own world. So like your world should revolve around you essentially. So like that's all I have to say. Like, center yourself and express yourself in every single way you possibly can. Yeah.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said, yes. So guys, this is the end of it now. Thank you so much, guys, for staying all the way to the end. And I hope that, you know, you've been able to like hear her story and be able to learn something from it. You know, this podcast is all about encouraging people, educating people, and inspiring people.
Yeah.
And I hope you could take even just like one thing today that will either encourage you, educate you, or inspire you along your journey.
And follow me.
You know? And follow her. Put all of their social media
stuff. Abstract.
We're gonna put the bottom right here.
Not me being like.
Yes. Literally, it will be right there.
Right there. Abstract. Yeah.
Thank you, guys, and that is it.
Bye.
Yay.